Hi, this is Jason from New Horizon Media. I'm talking to Simon from Zappar about his augmented reality software developing Google Wearable. So can you tell us a bit more about it, please?
Okay, thank you. So Zappar is an augmented reality app for smartphones. We're on iOS and Android, and we've been around since 2011. And we have our own content platform and tools to produce augmented reality experiences. So I can do a very quick demo here of an AR experience we have on the cover of this book. So if you scan a special barcode which identifies which bit of content you're looking at, then you can have a sort of virtual 3D experience happen off an image. And these can be quite interactive, and they can involve game elements, and they can involve 3D animation, photo features, all sorts of things. And we worked with a large range of brands to bring all of their products and marketing to life. So that's what we've been doing for the last few years, and more recently we were coming to Wearable Technology Show, and we don't really have anything wearable. So a lot of people are talking a lot about head-mounted displays for virtual reality, but also for augmented reality. There's a lot of news about the Microsoft HoloLens and Magic Leap and various other companies. And we're interested in the tools and the platform side, and how our tools that we built for this mobile device world, how will they adapt to a world where our content is much closer to our eyes, we don't have a touchscreen to play with. There's a lot of interesting questions around. Is it even possible to build content that works in both of these environments? And so to explore this, I've got quite a battered Google Cardboard here, which is primarily a virtual reality viewer for smartphones, which Google released last year, I think, at their I/O conference. And now you can buy the kits online for about £10 to £15, and they vary wildly in quality, as we've discovered in trying to set them up for this show. And so what I was interested in was porting our existing content platform to a stereo sort of headset display, just to see how things would work. And so that's what we've done here, and there's a good demo is perhaps this in-store piece we did with Asda, where a bunny pops out of a hole and encourages kids to go and find Easter eggs that are hidden around the store. We're looking at him from the wrong side here, but we'll
towards someone that way.
We'll look at it in the right direction when we film that bit later. And so this is interesting because it's the same content package. It's adapted itself slightly for the different environment, and we've also at the platform level done the sort of stereo rendering and the
Okay. So how many different brands have you got investing in Zappar in terms of creating content?
It's not something we count really, but we've done a wide range of things with lots of people. We tend to work mainly on a sort of creative agency model, so it tends to be project-based or around particular books or properties. These are some super interactive annuals that we've been doing for a few years now. Angry Birds, and we've got, these are mainly Angry Birds ones. There's a Temple Run one here. And so these just have additional sort of interactive pages throughout. We've been working with publishing, we've been working in marketing, some sport relief examples here, we've got all kinds of things, but really at its core it's about connecting digital content to physical things. And about how you can design that content, how you can design the tools to allow other people to make the content, and how you can build a sort of scalable platform that allows people to experience this, be that experience it on smartphones or on these future head-mounted displays.
Cool. So with Google Cardboard, with it being quite a new way to approach virtual reality in the way that you can do it yourself, and so I can stick a phone in it. How do you feel that differs to many of that virtual reality experiences?
How does it differ to?
So, for example, Samsung Galaxy VR, I know that's got the phone plugged straight in, but of course it's built alongside Oculus and the Rift as well, that also has separate displays. So how does something that's meant to be so universally accessible differ? Like, is there a difference in quality?
Yes, definitely. And I'm not really a VR expert. This is my introduction to VR, really. I have used an Oculus in one of the early development kits I've used, and it's clearly a level of quality above what you get with a cardboard. But it's good enough. to get an idea and to start exploring some of the user interface issues and just how would it feel to have these AR 3D characters in the real world. And it is a device that lets you kind of feel that in a more immersive way than just using a mobile phone. So it's great for us as a software company, as a cheap way to start exploring the software issues. I don't think people are going to be walking around the street with it strapped to their head all the time.
I would hope that doesn't happen.
And there aren't really serious games for it either. It's quite minimal. Samsung, the Galaxy VR is, I guess, the closest thing, and it's a big question for me if there's going to be the content to justify the cost. The cost of these ones that don't work very well, these are about £6 each. This one was a kit I bought for about £14, I think. So it's kind of a throw away the money and just see if it's fun or not. Whereas Gear VR, I think, do you know how much they were talking? £200 or something, I think I saw?
I think it was either 179 or 199.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money. You need a lot of content to back that up. And I'm not sure the content is there yet, which is why for us, it's the place to start. And we're interested in making more content for these devices. Probably more for the devices of the future, which are more skewed towards the augmented reality than the virtual reality.
And is that how you would anticipate it moving forward in the future then? So much more augmented rather than completely virtual? Yeah,
I think the hardware will... augmented reality head-mounted hardware just isn't really there yet. Partly because you've got the first choice is, do I have a transparent display so I can see the real world through the display and I just render the virtual stuff? Or do I have a camera and a screen? And so this approach is obviously the camera and screen approach. There's issues lining the content up, and obviously you're not going to wear it all the time. It's crazy. Whereas Google Glass was more transparent screen, you do wear it all the time. And so for me, the ideal future hardware is more like a pair of glasses, worn all the time, and yet has full control of the entire field of view, unlike Google Glass, which was a small sort of bit in the corner. And so along with being able to add virtual content there, it also needs to be able to occlude things in the real world. So it needs to be able to darken areas, block out light from the real world in a controllable way. So I can have a bunny that blocks out that orange floor, because the bunny's there, I shouldn't see the floor. But I can also block out everything and have a VR experience. It could all be the same hardware, potentially. And that for me is the kind of the convergence that...
Okay. So, probably my last question off the back of that then is, when you're saying this whole convergence between augmented reality and virtual reality, one of the main pushbacks that has been primarily for augmented reality has been around the concerns around the actual always-on device on you at all times. I know that there's been concerns around smartphones and different things, and companies are being forced to answer their questions about it. But even from something as simple as the light indicator on your Google Glass telling people that you're recording a video of them, for example. Is that something that you feel people will get used to, or is it something that will continue to be...
I don't know, it's difficult.
Tricky one.
It depends. For me, there needs to be enough functionality to justify the device. I think for me that was where Google Glass failed. I don't think it was around privacy, although there was a lot spoken about that. I think really it's just the consumer experience wasn't that compelling. And I think people are happier to overlook privacy when there's an experience they like, such as Facebook or such as any of these kind of things. So the privacy, I think it's an interesting issue. And I suppose you still need to define what it is that the devices are doing all the time. Are they always uploading imagery to some cloud server to do some search, or are they doing things more local? So I don't particularly have an opinion, I guess, on the privacy. But I think if the experiences are there, then consumers will use it.
So the experience will want the gadget.
I think,
No, that's fair enough. Well, thank you very much for your time.
All right, thanks a lot. Cheers.